Hi, welcome to the Gear Garage. My name is Zach, and this is my little show about whitewater things. And today I want to review this Wichard Offshore Rescue Knife. In general, I feel like there aren't awesome river knives or rescue knives for rafters out there. And I use a foldable internal knife because I think they're just better. But there's not really a good external one. I've done a bunch of videos about this. Somebody recommended I check this out, so I bought one to just see if it was any good, because I would love to know that there's a good solution for rescue knives. So here, I'm gonna cut this open and we're gonna check it out. And I bought this because I looked at it on my website, on their website, and it looked like it checked all the boxes, like it was the real deal for what you would want for an external knife. And just my little rant about knives, I like an internal knife because I don't like a big thing hanging off the outside of my PFD. It gets hung up when I jump back in a raft. Internal, like, folding knives are typically sharper. That's just my experience. They're typically better at cutting rope, so you lose some time getting to the knife, but you gain time in cutting the rope because the knives are better. That's just my observation. I think a lot of people like to have rescue knives on the outside of their PFD just to look tough. I mean, honestly, that might sound kind of rude, but it's almost like a badge or something, or just like, hey, look at me, I have a knife, I'm in charge. And so I'm not a big fan, but I think there should be a good solution because I think people really like rescue knives. And so my first impressions are it holds well in the hand. It's a nice size in the hand. I'm guessing the blade is decent but not awesome. It's a full serrated edge. I think that's important. The serrated edge is really good at cutting rope, so it's a full serrated edge, has a blunt tip so you can't drop it on your foot or like drop in a raft or accidentally stab somebody. The backside is not sharp. I use my thumb here sometimes to really push, so I want this side to not be sharp, and I want this side to be a great full serrated edge. So I like the steel a lot, the knife a lot. It's hard plastic, which I think is really nice actually. Like, it's a good, I kind of wish it was a little bit rubberized, but that's fine. And the case here doesn't really have, it's not built in to attach it to your PFD, although I bet you can figure it out. And so the cool thing about it is it locks in, and it's locked in place. Like a lot of you know, like the Gerber River Shorty just comes right out. And the Gerber's newer knife has a little thing you push to pull it out, and it kind of stays in. This, you would grab it and it would open up and come out. So it has a cool trigger. I think this is the future of knives, I'm guessing. The only downside of this is, let's say it's here. If you grab it with this hand, you're good. If you grab it with this hand, it's a little bit tricky and unwieldy to get it out, because ideally you can access your knife from either hand. But that's a minor thing. And it's pretty light. And so I think it checks off all the boxes. It locks in place, full serrated edge, blunt tip. It's colorful. It holds in the hand well. Let's see how it cuts rope. To me, that's really the thing. And so I'm going to compare a few different knives here. First of all, I've tested the NRS knives before. They don't cut rope that well. There's no need to have one here. So how it cuts, it depends on how good of a hand, like how well you can grip it and how sharp it is. So yeah, that was sweet. And so let's compare that to like a bear claw, for example. And this isn't, I'm gonna put my finger in here. Bear claw did the same thing. Let's grab some harder rope to cut, because these things are plowing. This is a little bit dirtier rope, a little bit older rope. Let's see how it does with that. These two powered, oops, I don't hit myself in the face there. Those two powered through. Let's see how it cuts through this older rope. Let's see if it powers through. Yeah, it's having a little more difficult time with this rope. So it did it. Let's see how the bear claw does. So I think it's better than the bear claw in terms of cutting the rope. The bear claw is really struggling with this. Okay, and we'll compare these deep sea knives. I'm gonna do a couple cuts, but I can tell you right now, the handle is a bummer, and they just, it's gonna take me like 100 cuts. These deep sea knives, or whoever makes these things, they're not any good. The Gerber, this edge, this really wimpy edge on this new Gerber is just pretty bad. It's better than that deep sea knife, but it's doing nothing. And then the River Shorty has a really nice, pretty full serrated edge. The classic River Shorty. It's gonna cut it. It's making some cuts. So I'd say it feels a little wimpier than the bear claw. I'm gonna be here all day. It's gonna make it. No, it's gonna make it. But you know, this is better than that deep sea squeeze knife. Better than this Gerber, the new Gerber one. Better than the NRS knives, which I haven't had much luck with. But again, cutting with this thing. Let me see, how am I gonna cut? Let's try it one more time just to show. I mean, that's impressive. So I'm gonna say the reason it's cut so well is, one, it's a full serrated edge. It's a nice serration. It's a little bit more expensive. This is a higher quality steel. Now, just for comparison, my Spyderco, like, I really love the Spyderco knives. They're more expensive. This is a folder. This thing will probably rip through here pretty fast too. Yeah, one cut. So super high quality knife, like a Spyderco, will rip through it in no time. This is a pretty quality knife. Again, like, this is tough rope to cut. Again, that was a couple cuts. But then when you try it with something like a bear claw, it's gonna get through. And the nice thing with the bear claw is you have a nice, putting your finger through here, it's a full serrated edge. You can get through it. It's pretty nice. So based on that, and again, this is the first time I've used this knife. This is my first impressions. I'm gonna say this is a pretty sweet external knife. If you're looking for a good external knife, just to recap the things I really like, is it's slim, and so it seems like it's gonna be right up against you, so it's not, if you're trying to get back in the raft, it's not gonna smash something too bad. It doesn't have a built-in attachment for a lash on a PFD, but you can figure something out, I'm sure. It doesn't release on its own. It has this nice trigger that comes out. It's a bright color. It's visible, which is really nice. Fits great in the hand. It's a nice natural feel. And the blade is just good steel, like all the things, like blunt tip, full serrated edge, not sharp on one side. This is a tool meant to do one thing, cut rope in an emergency. So I'm gonna, based on this, claim this is the best external knife I've seen. I'm sure some of you have seen something better. If you have, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. This is just my opinion. This isn't data. I'm not doing science here, so don't be like, well, you only did 1 or 2 cuts. Like, I get that, but this is just based on my experience cutting with different knives, what I think, in a quick video for you. Please add comments, thoughts, suggestions, tell me I'm wrong, all the stuff. I'll put a link down below to where I got this. You can't get this on Amazon. You have to buy it directly from West Marine. That's where I got it from, or some other places. You can Google it too, but I'll put a link down there where you can buy it. And yep, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.